In today's video, we'll be talking about the three-step identity shifting process to get self-disciplined. The reason why I'm bringing in the identity shifting process is because sometimes people start disciplines and they can't maintain it. Whether it's 3 months, a year from now, 2 years from now, somehow they fall off their disciplines and they're wondering why. I thought I had this down, but for some reason I keep falling off and I keep going back to how I used to be. And this is a problem that a lot of people face, and that's why the identity shifting process is really amazing. This is a 3-step process that I teach. I have a whole playlist on it, but in summary, identity shifting is like you make this new identity, the habits, the way this identity carries themselves, the values, the things that identity likes, and then you slowly become this identity. You slowly move from the old self to the new self who can attract new and better things into their life. And I found out through my own practice and everything that this process is very good for discipline. People are so amazed at how disciplined I am. The other day I had posted on my WhatsApp stories that I walked 12,000 steps and my average step count is about 9,000 steps, and I do it every day. And people were really amazed. They're like, why do you walk so much? First of all, are you crazy? The second reason, they're like, how can you stay consistent in this? Like, you've been doing this from the beginning of the year. Those who know are asking me. And I was like, for me, it's so simple. It's so obvious. It's something that I can't not do. It's obvious. Like, what do you mean you can't stay consistent? Walking is such a simple thing. What do you mean you can't stay consistent? Once I made a decision, that's it. Like, I now have to move forward with it. So this video will show you how to do that, how to have that self-discipline. And when you have that self-discipline, it shows up in other areas of your life: relationships, money, friendships, family, health. It shows up in all areas of your life. That's why it's so good. So it's like a superfood of personal development, having self-discipline. In fact, scientific studies have shown that having self-discipline and willpower is more important than IQ. Students who had high IQ and they were tested, over time, they didn't do as well in school, but the students who didn't necessarily have a high IQ, but they were very self-disciplined and had the willpower to do the things, they, over time, did better. They were better off in their careers, in their family life, and all that stuff. So this is where it's at. That's why I'm focusing on this a lot. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do when identity shifting is the first step of the process, which is where we work on our mindset, we work on our will, we work on our emotions. Basically, it is a very mental and very spiritual aspect of it, because think about it this way, okay? You can paint the outside of your car, you can wash it, make it shiny and everything, but if the inside is messed up, the engine is not working, the oil isn't working, then it's not going to move. It's the same with you. You can make all these decisions, decide I'm going to be super fit this year, I'm going to, save money this year, I'm going to do all these things, but your internal world, your subconscious mind is like, heck no, money is dangerous. Heck no, who am I? I'm not worthy enough to look fit. It's not safe to look healthy and beautiful, so I'll just remain like this. I'm not worthy of being healthy. If those thoughts are swimming around in your subconscious mind, then you are gonna sabotage everything you do. You may sustain it for a little while, like for a few months, you're okay, you're good, and then for some reason, you just keep going back like a thermostat. Your mind kind of operates like, let me use a rubber band example. A rubber band, right? When you make these decisions to change your life and become different, if you don't do the inner work and if you don't work on your psyche, then when you expand that rubber band, it's either going to snap because you did it too quickly, and then you're going to go back to self-sabotaging and ruin all the good that you've done. Or you can expand it slowly and do the inner work so that it adjusts, and now that's the new reality with which you live in and the new reality which you can do things at. So the thing is to work on the inside first. And how we're going to do that is using affirmations. It's one of the ways we can reprogram our mind. And I talk about this more in depth in the affirmation manifestation journal that I've linked in the description. It's very affordable, guys. And you get trainings in that. There's a playlist that I've created just for that journal that has meditations and also has how to reprogram your mind videos and how to identity shift videos. So using these tools, you can slowly reprogram your mind. So you'll say affirmations, for example, that I am allowing healthy relationships in my life. And this is because you've perhaps made a decision that you, from now on, you are going to show up more in relationships, have healthy relationships. So when you do these affirmations, you're attacking it from all angles. Not only are you doing the habit, but you're also working on your psyche and what you believe and your thoughts. And in doing so, you set a firm foundation with which this habit is going to stay. It's going to continue that way. So, for example, when I said that from now on, I'm a person who prioritizes health and I work out 3 times a week without fail, that was the decision, right? That's the decision that you make. I made the decision. But then I also did the inner work and the mental aspect. So I started to say affirmations. First of all, I did the process and realized that I had some limiting beliefs about this. I can't do it. It's too much. I'll give up. So I had to work through that and say, no, I'm capable. I can do this. If I start small, if I stay consistent, I can do this. This is something I can, I had to work with that. So I started saying affirmations, and I did a 21-day invocation affirmation challenge where I would just say this pre-planned prayer invocation where I'd be like, I am worthy of being healthy. I look best at my ideal weight. I have muscle tone, whatever. I would do that every morning at the same time for 21 days. And let me tell you, it's like it sunk in. It just becomes now part of me. So these days, it's not a choice. It's not like, oh my gosh, I have to do this thing that is not normal to me. And so I don't know when I'm going to have to stop. No, it's like, this is now what Gloria 2.0 does. This is what 2024 Gloria does and will do moving forward. There's no point in arguing. There's no point in my mind bringing up why I shouldn't work out today. It doesn't matter. She's going to work out three times a week. The second part of the video is that you're going to start small. I told you that I walk about 10,000 steps, sometimes 12, depending on the day. And I didn't start that way. I started small. What I did was, at first, I would just go for a walk daily. No, the first thing I did was get a step counter on my phone and then start going for walks daily. So at first, my step count was 2,000 steps, 3,000 steps. And seeing that, I was like, you mean I don't walk that much? So I was like, okay. Then after weeks passed, the thing became normal to me after a month of doing it. I saw that my step count was naturally increasing. So it went from 2,000 steps to around 5,000 steps. I realized that if I walk in the morning, my step count increases and all that. And slowly but surely, I built up to the 10,000 steps. And even if I want to do 12,000, 15,000 steps, I can, because I've already established the habit. And even when I feel tired one day and I don't want to walk, then I can go back to my bottom line, which is maybe 10,000 steps or 6,000 steps, which isn't bad. But if I had started out saying I'm going to walk 12,000 steps every day, I would have quit, because like I said, my rubber band wasn't used to it yet. It isn't used to this new reality. That's why we must start small and then do it consistently and then build upon the habit. That's how we move. That's how even great athletes do it, because they never started by doing whatever they're doing. If it's figure skating, they didn't start with triple axel. They started with one axel. And then they slowly improved, and over time they can do bigger, better things and master their craft. Let's focus on mastery, not perfection. Mastery is something you do after you do it over time. You've put the hours in, you've improved your craft, you've been looking for feedback, and then you become good at it. Like doctors who've been doing a certain surgery for years, they become masters of it. Perfection is I want to do everything perfectly at once, and that makes a lot of people quit. Sometimes they don't even start, right? What you're going to do is, whenever you do this step 1 and 2, you're going to associate it with a new identity. You're going to say that this is now who I really am. I now this, and this. that is what makes it an identity shifting process. You're gonna release the old identity with love and say, okay, this served me for this time. In fact, it got me where I am. Now I'm ready to move on to higher realities, more happier, more high vibration life. I'm ready to have better experiences because I'm growing, I'm learning, and I love that. So when you do that, and when you start to associate it with a new identity, it's hard to go back. You probably won't go back because you'll be like, why should I go back to something that doesn't serve me anymore? I like this new identity. This new identity cares for her health. This new identity cares for her relationships. And another affirmation I do a lot is when I change, things change. It is law. One thing I really, really dislike about personal development is that sometimes I'd feel like I'm doing all these things and I'm not seeing results. Like, how can I be, waking up early, journaling, saying my affirmations, doing all these things, and then I don't get results, I don't get manifestations, I don't achieve my goals? How is that possible? That would make me quit. That would make Gloria 1.0 quit. But then, when I started retraining my mind and reprogramming my mind, I realized something. If you change, this is just physics. If you change, things must change. It's law. If I wasn't doing something before, for example, like I've changed my attitude. Like where before I had a bad attitude about reading, and now I've shifted my identity to somebody who reads every day. I have these books here. I'm going to put them in the library upstairs, but I have all these books, right? And I shifted myself from somebody who never used to read at all, and in that reality, there were no books, there was no new knowledge. And now I shift to somebody who reads often and whose mind is enriched every single day. Things must change because how I see the world has changed. How I make decisions is informed by so much more new information, better information, high vibe people. And it's true. Over time, things change because it's Einstein who says it's a crazy person who thinks that you can do the same things over and over again and get different results. To get different results, you must do something different. And the best thing about it is, if I do something different, things will be different. Even though I seem not to see results right now, things will definitely change. Like guys, working out 3 times a week, I can't wait to show you guys my results. Like, okay, I can just show you like a little bit, but my hands have gotten like so toned compared to what it was like before. But anyway, the whole point of the video is that you can get self-discipline. You can do it in such an easy way. And for the foundation of inner work and the identity shifting process, I really, really recommend the Affirmation Manifestation Journal as a starting point. This is the process I've always done, and my life has moved in leaps and bounds. Like, I get to have it all. I can sustain success in multiple areas because of this process, and I want to share it with you guys. So I hope you learned something from the video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you. Bye.